Good evening, everybody. It is Brad.
And I'm Christa.
With the Big Family Homestead. And the crowd goes wild. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a show prepared for you that I know is going to be, well, something that we did and no one else did. Because it's us, and we're we, and we're not you.
What?
It could be one of those evenings. Just buckle up. Hope you're ready for
Sally.
Hope you're ready for another exciting and
soon to be classic
live stream. Us, we're ready. We're ready. We're excited.
You didn't,
yeah. She's encouraging me to do the explosions, but I forgot to put it in there. I am so blessed to see you guys here tonight. The topic is going to be: should Christians be preppers? We're going to get to that topic, but before we even get there, I want you to know this is not just for Christians.
No.
This is for everybody, but there is a certain stigma inside Christianity that basically says, well, if you don't have enough faith, well, you know, the whole thing with should you have enough faith in prepping, and we're going to talk about all that. But it's not just for believers, so buckle up.
Right.
All right. In the meantime, while we're waiting for everybody to get here, say hi, Mama.
Hi, Mama.
Hi, Mama.
Bandana Grandma is here. Nikki
lost my hat.
Rose of Sharon Homestead. Mimi Feet.
Mimi Feet?
No, Mimi Plemons.
Ooh.
Plemons?
Plemons.
Probably Plemons.
Plemons.
Phoebe Long.
I wonder if
Tyler
she likes
Woods.
lemonade.
Ha ha ha.
Sounds like a dad joke in the making.
Alicia, Barbara, Shannon, Carol, Deanna, who is from Hernando County, Florida. We lived in Hernando County in Spring Hill for quite some time.
Oh, and also Marie Ange.
Marie Ange.
She's in Mulberry, Florida, and I grew up in Lakeland.
Yep.
Went to Mulberry many times.
Preemie mom to twins, Florida homesteader, Della's mom, Sue Fox, Brooke at Babbling Brook Acres, Inger Egermont. How's it going?
Good evening, everybody. I almost sounded like that guy from The Simpsons. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Wasn't he like the crazy doctor, like the motivational speaker guy? I don't remember.
I don't know.
So, okay, tonight let's talk about, our water issues. Our water issues have become ice issues. We got a big old ice hole.
Okay.
We got a massive ice hole in the garage area.
Is there a polar bear we can
kick it in there?
Okay, so our basement flooded, as you guys saw. We were able to get the water out, and we've got the dehumidifier running. Brad actually ran a fire in the fireplace downstairs to kind of dry out that floor. It did help. It did help. The garage, we did not get a chance. We've been busy this weekend, and so we did not get a chance to get the water out of the garage, but it's been receding. It's been going away. So we haven't been super concerned about it, and it's been super cold. I'm sure this week we'll have to get the pump running. But this morning we went to go get in the van, and there was an ice rink in the van.
It was a literal
in the garage.
Ice rink.
It was pretty slippery. So he pulled the van out, and we walked around the outside so that, we were not slipping in the slide.
Well, and the funny thing too was by the time we got back, it warmed up. And so it was like crunching. And it would slip, and there'd be water that would go, it would shoot away from it where you stepped.
Neat. It was really neat. So,
Making the best of it.
That's been fun, honestly.
It actually has not been too bad.
It's not bad, and we try to make, when we get lemons, we try to make lemonade.
Lemonade.
Nice.
This week, Thursdays, we have been doing a live cooking video at 2 o'clock Central, and this week you're going to be making Swedish meatballs. Bork. Remember the guy on the Muppets?
Not the Swedish chef, no.
I loved that guy on the Swedish chef. Where he's always throwing fish and stuff, and he was always after that chicken.
And poor Beaker. Wait, no, that was a different scene. Never mind. Different person. Never mind.
Yeah, the Swedish chef.
Anyway.
Bork. So anyway, other than that, let's see what else is going on. Oh!
Hold on.
Go ahead.
There is, today, for us, 11 hours and 59 minutes of daylight today.
Oh, yeah, we're almost at the epicenter, the pinnacle. the solstice.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
What should we do? Should we run around and...
No.
What? You didn't even hear where I was going with it.
I don't need to
You
hear
don't know where I'm going
I
with
really
this?
don't.
But it was...
Okay, you guys may not know, but when it gets to the peak of winter, when it is the darkest, that's the hardest for me. You know, it's
not easy.
As a society, as people, as humans, we thrive for that sunlight.
Yeah.
And when we don't have it, it's sad. It's depressing. There's actually there's an illness they call SAD. SAD stands for something.
It's seriously adaptive dental disorder.
No, Will told us about it. I can't remember what it stands for.
I'm not sure. They'll tell us.
Doesn't matter.
You guys can tell us.
But yeah, it's, our bodies need sunlight, so
Slippery and delicate.
I watch it all the time. Stop it.
Silly as ducks. Sad. What do you guys think? What would your acronym for SAD be? I like silly as ducks. You don't like that one?
Yes, run a fan. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so, I just saw that Bandana Grandma said that she wants to cook along. I had this idea, Bandana Grandma.
Yeah, when you
this
said
would be
that,
fun.
yeah.
When you mentioned that, I thought, how fun would it be for you to actually film cooking while you're watching us?
Right. That would be awesome.
So then you could put out that video of what you're cooking.
While
and
you're watching us.
You could comment and be like, oh, Brad.
You're not supposed to do it that way, Christa.
And you could fix things. That'd be fun. Put that video out. Okay,
so people are saying it's seasonal affective disorder, seasonal anxiety depressed disorder. See, affective is spelled with an E, not an A, though.
No, it is. There's both. Affective means it's causational.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, how about another acronym for SAD? How about...
Sun and daylight.
How about some Asian dude? No?
No.
Some Asian dude?
No. Superiorly adjusted dames.
There you go. Now we're talking. All right, we're going to keep moving on. You guys put the acronyms in there. And be found, be seen.
Okay, and Nibbler Acres is saying take vitamin D. I'm not depressed. Okay? I prefer to have more sun. I would never say that I've ever been depressed. Been irritated, but I would never say I'm depressed. Would you?
Smelly and dusty. SAD.
Is that what you've been focusing on this whole time?
Sad. It's sad.
It doesn't matter what I say. If he's thinking about something, it's what I say goes in one ear and out the other.
You see, here's the problem, people. I'm actually, I get so ADD I can be thinking about 10 things at once. I heard everything you said about the light and needing the light and how it affects you. I heard everything. I chose to focus on silly Asian dude. Silly Asian dude.
There. Tyler Wood says still another day.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Simulated daylight bulbs help. Okay.
Right. And actually, we do have, throughout our house, we do have the daylight light bulbs. We don't have the yellow ones. We have the daylight ones.
And the funny thing is, the reason for that is it's because the video lighting, it's so much better.
Well,
for if you guys are videographers, daylight color temperature is going to look the same if you have a window nearby, because your camera will try to freak out. It'll go, should I, if you don't have daylight light bulbs, because it'll try to figure out, is this the color I'm supposed to white balance to, or is that the color? So that's really the reason.
There's another reason. It's so that it's brighter in the area where the kids are doing schoolwork.
Sure. Don't forget it was my idea.
I know it was your idea.
Meaning, I knew what I was doing. It was on 2 levels. 2 levels. Hey, Vicky, new subscriber. Welcome. Thank you. Hope you can tolerate our smelly animal dude. There we go. SAD. That's a good acronym.
I love that.
All right. Okay, so,
Wow.
yeah.
So
we went
funny.
to the home show.
We did. We went to the home show. It was okay.
It's okay?
Yeah, it was not, okay, we're not building a house we're not renovating a house, so a lot of the stuff there didn't really apply to us. Yeah. But it was just fun. It was something to do.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, also, I had an amazing gift this week.
Yes, you do.
I have been wanting an ESV study Bible, large print, because my eyes are going bad, for quite a while, and we've just been saving up, and it's always one of those things where something else takes importance, and it's just like you just never get around to getting it. Well, we got a gift from K and C Max this week of this study Bible, and I am so grateful and thankful, and thank you guys, K and C Max.
Yeah, that's a huge blessing.
Yeah, I've been wanting one for a long time, and it was just out of the blue, and I might have gotten a little emotional, so very grateful. So thank you. Let's see, other stuff going on. Oh, our intro. Did you guys see our intro video, the new one that we made?
Finally.
Well, the one that, like, if you're a newcomer to the channel, you saw up until just the other day, you saw one that I made 3.5 years ago.
It was really
old.
Yeah.
And I was actually sick when I made it.
Yeah, you were. Yeah. And yellow. You were.
I was yellow.
You were all yellow.
Oh, Vicky's from New Zealand.
Oh, excellent.
Prayers for your folks down there. We've been watching and not good what's going on down there, and just know that our thoughts and prayers are with your people.
Yeah.
So, Appleton, Wisconsin. That's not too by here, and not too nearby. Okay. I'm gonna try something now. Here's the thing. Normally, let's go into this mode. All right, it is time for our channel shout-outs. I got to shut the jazz music off. Boom. Here's the thing. You're going to shout like nobody's business. This is the part of the show where you're not only permitted to shout out whomever you're liking or watching, or even your own channel, shamelessly plug whomever you want people to see. Krista's going to try to read as many of them as she can, and then we are going to share with you our channel shout-out. And so, on your mark...
Get set, go.
Get set. Start shouting right now. Edgar, Wisconsin.
That's
North Carolina.
Oh, goodness.
Magical Bus. I think they're typing. I know there's a delay.
Yeah,
Adaptive Maritimer.
Okay, I got this. Adaptive Maritimer, Rainbow Valley Ranch.
Oh, they're still typing. I can feel it.
I can feel the typing.
I can feel your
We're
anger.
going to just wait a second. Enjoy the new opening. That's
Oh,
awesome.
cool. Thank you.
David the Good. Homestead Tessie.
Hey, Brad.
Nikki's a new subscriber from Stratfordshire, England.
Wow, cool.
Very cool. Freaking Frugals.
My gracious.
Hubbard Homesteadish, Little Creek Homestead. Loudmouth 99, More to Life, Dubois Homestead, North Star Homesteader, and American Homestead. 2 Family Homestead, Alderman Farm, Annie Farmer, Homesteading with the Herberts. Inspired by Nikki, Needy Homesteader, Pratt Family, Green Acre, New York State, Bearded Giant, Freedom Acres, David the Good, Going Batty, Deep South Homestead, Spirit of Freedom Ranch, Clapper Homestead, Homestead Adventure Kid, Hubbard Homesteadish. Oh, goodness gracious, guys are going fast. Wholesome Roots, Farmer Brad, Large Family Table, Fundamental Faith, and American Homestead, Curiosity Inc.
Okay. Let's take a breath, baby. Take a breath.
I will. Time out for just 1 second because I was reminded when they said an American homestead.
Oh, yeah, no, this is a serious prayer.
Folks, those of you who know an American homestead, Zach and Jamie are they are a fantastic family. Mm-hmm. They're going through a bit of a struggle.
Major struggle.
Yeah, and I shouldn't say bit of a struggle. This is a major struggle. Jamie has cancer.
And they're having to deal with it.
And I think it's oral cancer, but it's here in her jaw. Serious, please pray for them. Pray for healing. That's
it. She's got cancer and it's not good, but they're dealing with it. And so anybody, if you're a praying person, please pray for them. Yes. If you're a well-wishing person, please wish them well.
Right.
And if you, I think it would probably be very beneficial to them if you just jumped over to their channel and gave them a word of encouragement.
Yeah.
They didn't ask us to say that, but they're good people.
No, not at all. They're good people, and I value their opinion. I value them as
Yeah.
I would say they're friends. We've never met them in person.
They
but
feel like friends.
They feel like friends. You know how you
You
watch
can
their
tell
channel and they just are just super
the right
down to earth
vibe.
people and just yeah. So just please pray for them. So
Okay, I have an idea. Would you grab that little tube right there with the green top?
This one?
Yes, ma'am.
if I can reach it,
You can reach it. I believe in your powers, baby. Okay, here's the thing.
use the force.
For those of you guys who are content creators, excuse me. For those of you guys who have YouTube channels and you can post things on your YouTube channels, not necessarily even if you make your own videos. I just had an idea. I haven't even passed it with Christa yet, but I'm pretty sure she'll be okay with this. We were talking about our our new intro, and I forgot to finish up. I got excited about the channel shout out, and I forgot to finish up what I wanted to say. And what I wanted to say is this: we're trying to grow the channel. You know, we want to build a community. We want to spread the message that we're going to be talking about today. And so if you would like to enter this contest is going to be for silver. What's going to happen is if you will take and download our video, the video that we made, our new intro, and if you will download that and put it on your channel, just put it up, put it on Facebook, put whatever, and you let me know, you're going to get one entry for every place you put it that we can go see it. And then we will draw a name out of those people. So if like only 15 people do that, share the video, then you will stand a chance to win 3 1-ounce pieces of silver. Oh, these are half ounces. These are halves.
Those are halves?
I think.
They're silver dollars.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much. I thought they weighed more than that.
I thought they were, no, 1 ounce.
They're 1 ounce.
1 ounce.
Yeah.
1 ounce.
I was going to say, wait a minute.
So if you download the video, post it on your place, post it on your Facebook, you will be entered. You got to let me know where it is so we can go see it.
Yeah.
But you'll be entered to win some silver, and we'll pick a name if people do that. If they don't do that, I guess I get to keep my silver.
Yep.
So, okay, here's the other thing. Our shout out. I don't know if I can do this. I'm going to try to, because I brought a video over. It's a short video. Phoebe, yes, you can put it on Facebook.
But
absolutely.
Does she need to, how do we?
You're going to have to download it, with a YouTube downloader. Just Google YouTube downloader.
I thought they just put a link there.
However you do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You just put a link on Facebook.
But yeah, you can. So, okay. That's a king's ransom. Ha ha ha.
That's
yes.
funny.
I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to try something right now, so be patient with me. I'm going to try and add something. And if it works, it should just play right off the bat. And this will be our channel shout out if it works. Let's go. Here. And I'm trying. And it'll be right here. I think it's going to work. Okay, we'll have to be quiet. On your mark, get set.
Hey Big Family Homestead, Brad, Christa, and the kids. This is Kathy from the North Star Prepsteading, coming to you from sunny Minnesota.
Yep.
Very cool.
North Star Prepsteading. They participated in our channel swap thing, and I saw that the video was resized funny, and I'll fix that in the future.
Yeah.
But we wanted to say thank you for them. They're going to be, or she is going to be, doing a channel shout out. Mm-hmm. So go check it out, and we are grateful that she's with us on this journey.
Yeah. This is awesome.
So, all right, now, there we go. Okay, let's see. Let's get to the meat and potatoes here tonight, guys. The real question is, and this is not just for Christians, so if you're not a believer, don't feel like you're being left out, because you'll find that there's going to be a lot of parallels in what we're saying with your world, I'm sure. And please, part of this whole live experience is interacting with each other, okay? That, when you can start getting, you ask a question, and we don't maybe necessarily have the chance to answer it, but other people might. Mm-hmm. Or you might, interact with other folks. Just, keep it clean and everybody will have fun.
There's that.
Okay. So, should a Christian be a prepper? I actually talked to my pastor about a week ago, and that came up in conversation. And they did a sermon series before we got to this church, and one of the sermons was on should Christians be preppers. And so we wanted to open it up, and first off, what do you guys think, okay? Should a Christian be a prepper? I mean, we have an opinion, and then we want to talk about the different levels and what it means, because, I mean, it's kind of a big topic. Lori Hyman says yes. Shannon says, old pastor taught a course at church about prepping for families. It was amazing. Nikki says yes. Yep, yes, absolutely. Have to share on my other phone. Oh, that's fine.
Oh. Okay, Mama Hubbard says, what's the difference between being a prepper and being prepared?
Well, that's an excellent question.
That is an excellent question.
Let's write that down because I want to come back to it.
Okay.
I want to come back to it. A lot of people are saying yes. Our short answer is yes, absolutely. And we actually went and got some scriptures that support it because we want to talk about why there's a negative view of being a prepper and a Christian. Okay? So why don't you go ahead and read a few of the scriptures that we found.
Okay. Okay, so there was a couple in the New Testament and then several in Proverbs. I probably will just stick with the ones that are in the New Testament for right now.
Okay.
1 Timothy 5:8. I'm going to turn to it in here because I prefer the ESV. Okay, 1 Timothy 5:8, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone does not provide for his relatives and especially for members of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever.
That's pretty harsh.
That is pretty harsh.
That's pretty harsh.
Right, and then 2 Thessalonians 3:10. If I can turn the page, my fingers are not working. 2 Thessalonians 3:10. For even when we were with you, we would give you this command: if anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat. Okay.
And of course, we're going to hit some Proverbs, but the big ones obviously are Noah. Obviously that's a huge, huge thing, commanded by God. And you also have Joseph, that he basically saved the nation of Israel and Egypt, and it was ultimately, of course, the Egyptians made the slaves, and that was not good. But had Joseph not been obedient and not been that provider through his acceptance of what God wanted him to do, if he had not done that, then it would have been over, kaput.
Right.
So read a few of those. Just read them right off there.
Okay. Proverbs 28:19. Those who work their land will have abundant food, but those who chase fantasies will have their fill of poverty.
That's pretty in your face.
Yeah, right. Next one too. Proverbs 21:20. The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down.
Yeah. There's tons of them.
There is.
Did you find the one in Luke about trading your...
No.
Okay.
No.
Go ahead.
Okay. Proverbs 22:3. The prudent see danger and take refuge, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty. Proverbs 10:4. Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. This one's one of our favorites.
We like this one.
Proverbs 6:6-9. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler provides her meat in the summer and gathers her food in the harvest.
Right.
Proverbs 13:16.
Oh, somebody did. Oh, it was Prepsteading Bob. He just quoted that one.
A wise man thinks ahead, a fool doesn't, and even brags about it. That was Proverbs 13:16. Proverbs 22:3. The prudent sees evil. Oh no, I read this one. I read that one.
There's a bunch of them, guys. There's a bunch of them.
I got it twice.
The short answer is it would be unwise and foolish not to be a prepper. Now, here's the catch. what is a prepper? The definition.
Okay.
Because, well, no, I don't really care what Webster has to say.
Okay.
Because there's so many different connotations. I mean, if you watch, was it Nat Geo and the Doomsday Prepper show?
Yeah.
The producers of that show intentionally tried to make some of those people look like idiots. Mm-hmm. I have talked with several of the people that are on that show and have relationships with a few people that are on the show. And I can tell you this. A couple of them were nut bars. Straight up nut bars. Yeah. But most were not. No. And I can tell you this. We get emails from these shows almost every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Some producer will send us an email saying, hey, we're doing this thing on homesteading. We want you to be involved. And I don't even reply. I just don't even reply because all they're doing is setting you up to look like an idiot.
Yeah, no thanks.
But what we have to really do is we have to define what a prepper is, because the world may view a prepper like the people on that show.
Right.
I don't think that is what a true prepper should be. So my definition would be doing your best to try to be ready for whatever potential situations are in your world, and also to care for those around you, because I don't prepare just to save my own skin. I'm doing what I can to make sure that the people around me are going to be okay. I mean, you obviously can't save the world, but you know, if you talk to your neighbors and be like, hey, you know what? We had a power outage last week. Yeah, we did. How'd you guys do with that? You know, and ask them, you know, did you have enough this? Did you have enough that?
Right.
You know, or better yet, have the conversation before the outage.
Right.
And then if they need something, help them out. Mm-hmm. So for me, preparedness doesn't mean I'm going to strap 250 caliber weapons on my back and run out in the woods. I think that's silly.
Right.
I think it's silly. However, we do store up food, not just for us, but for others. Mm-hmm. That would be your cue to go.
What did you say? I was reading a comment.
Interactive, honey. Interactive.
Well, I mean,
the show's going on.
The difference between a
oh my gosh, this is the kind of level of quality you can expect here at the Big Family Homestead.
Comment. I was trying to understand what this one person was meaning, so sorry.
So, we store up food.
We do.
Dun-dun-dun, go.
Well, we don't just store up food. We have a way to resupply that food. Mm-hmm. You know, I think a prepper is someone who just buys their beans and rice and puts it in a bucket in their basement and then does nothing else. You know, we're
for lack of a better term, we're prepsteaders.
Prepsteaders, exactly, because we homestead and we prep. You know, we grow a garden. Well, last year it stunk.
This year will be better.
This year will be better. We're going to start our seeds this week. You know, we have a way to resupply our eggs, you know, and our chickens if need be. We have an incubator. We have all the things that we need to do that. We have a cow that is in milk, and she's getting ready to have a calf, and she'll be in milk for another 1.5 years after that. So it's not just getting your stuff and your wares, it's having a way to resupply it.
Well, okay, so defining prepping, you'll have to figure that out for you. Because you may feel like, oh my gosh, I need to have a lot of Second Amendment items on hand, which we do. All of our kids know safety. All of our kids know how to handle them. They're all locked up. They're all safe.
Right.
Every bit of every item involved in those Second Amendment items is locked up. Kids don't have access to them, but they all know how. They've been through safety classes. We've been to the range, and not just once, but many times.
Right.
And they know how to use them. And so, is protecting my family a part of being prepared? Absolutely, absolutely. But it's for defense, not offense.
Right.
And see, I think a lot of people go haywire, thinking, oh my gosh, you know, when it hits the fan, they'll call it SHTF, right?
Right.
When it hits the fan, it's going to be like the Wild West, and people are going to be out gunning people down. Well, when people get hungry, that gets serious.
Yeah, people lose their head.
Yeah, and if your child is hungry, you'll do horrible things. Well, that's why we're doing our best to try to get the folks around us, make sure that they've got more than enough for themselves. And then, you know what, if people got stupid and they were trying to take from others, yes, we would defend ourselves, but that's not the primary purpose.
Right, right.
You know, so just getting back, go ahead.
Okay, and in addition to that, you know, we don't prepare for just...
We prepare to share.
Okay, hold on, I know. We don't prepare just for SHTF. We live in central Wisconsin. We've had umpteen feet of snow, and I'm exaggerating, but we have had a lot of snow.
That's a term, umpteen.
Umpteen, yeah. We've had a lot of snow. There was one day, or 3 weeks ago, we couldn't get out of the driveway.
Yeah.
For 3 days, or
Yeah.
was it 2 days or 3 days? 3 days.
3.
You know what? That's okay. We were still able to get to the barn to milk the cow and feed the animals. We still had eggs. We still had electricity, thank the Lord. If we didn't, we have our solar backup. We don't just prepare for SHTF. We prepare for anything.
Well, think of it like this. I've seen some of the comments going by, and a lot of people are very aware that this generation is very different from our grandparents' generation.
Yeah.
Coming out of the Great Depression, that's just how people lived.
Right.
Especially if you were on a farm, you always had abundance. You canned your food. You would store it away. It was a way of life. Well, in the last 25, 30-ish years, people just have forgotten that.
Right.
They just don't do it. In America, there's been so much bounty and so much abundance of everything, easy to get, you know, cheap, that people just forgot about it.
Right.
And so, like, just trying to refocus on, should a Christian be a prepper? Well, going back, I think that it's absolutely ridiculous for a Christian not to be a prepper first, but then a sane prepper, not somebody who's going to go nuts and be like, I'm going to, you know, get my bandoliers and shotguns and running through the town. No. More like we're describing it. But also, you have to think like a homesteader as well. Because what happens when there are no more beans and rice? You ate them.
Right. How
What are you going to do?
More?
Or what are you going to do to get more of whatever? Fill in the blank.
Right.
Now,
Right.
But let's reconverge on the Christianity topic.
Okay, time out for just 1 second though. Peaceful Inspirations is saying prepping should not be fear motivated, and you are right.
Correct, absolutely.
We do not have fear.
Yep.
Because you know what? We know what's going to happen to us
Yeah.
if we die. We know where we're
Right,
going.
right.
That's not a problem.
Right.
But we want to be able to make sure that our children are fed if we can't go to the store.
Well, and another thing that the conversation I had with my pastor about should Christians be preppers, the difference, I think, in your stuff, the stuff that you store away, your preps, whatever you want to call it, the stuff, whether it's food or Second Amendment items or emergency preparedness flares and blankets or whatever it is that your preps are that you need for your area. The trick is this. If that stuff becomes your safety net, if that stuff becomes the focus instead of God being the focus, if you put your faith in I am safe because I have these things, then that actually becomes an idol. And that is so wrong. Like if you put your faith in that stuff, your heart is in the wrong spot.
Right.
And I'm saying that out of love. So if that's you, trust me, I'm not trying to pick at you.
Right.
But if your faith and your trust is in the stuff, that's not it. But if you put your faith and trust in God, however, we have the stuff so that we can, prepare to share and be okay with that. And it's just stuff that we have. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I think that's the way that it should probably be viewed.
Yeah.
So, however, there are some reasons why people who are Christians don't really like to talk about it.
Okay.
Well, you got to
Would I be considered a weirdo?
Yeah.
Is this a concern that people have? Would I be considered a weirdo?
Right.
Do you care?
Should you care?
Should you care?
The answer is no.
No. Should you
Who's
care?
more important, somebody's opinion or your kids?
Family? Your family and neighbors. Thinking you family and neighbors.
Yeah.
And if it's not, if you care more about what people think of you, you need to reevaluate.
Yeah, it might be time for a little bit of a readjustment there.
Right, exactly.
But also, too, when you're talking about other people's opinions, why? The only opinion that should matter is that way.
Exactly.
And your family, obviously, but that way.
Yeah, you should not take people's advice, weigh it with a grain of salt. It's, what am I trying to say here nicely?
You shouldn't give us not.
No, you should not care what other people think. Their opinion does not matter. Like Brad said, the only opinion matters is what is in this book and what the Lord says.
Right.
And that's not necessarily opinion.
Correct.
That's fact.
It's fact.
Right.
So, and here's the way I look at it, and if you guys know the channel, then you've probably heard me say this before, so bear with me. The reality is this. We have car insurance. We have house insurance, renter's insurance, life insurance. We got insurance on our boats. We got insurance on our stuff. We pay out for every little thing, and nobody thinks a lick about it. Nobody thinks, "Oh my gosh, that's weird. Why would you have life insurance? Why would you have health insurance?" They don't think that's weird. They think it's normal. That's just what you do.
You're supposed to have those things.
Right. If you don't, that would be strange. However, when you have 6 months worth of food in the house, now all of a sudden you're a prepping weirdo. Well, first of all, no. And second of all, if they really think that, they probably don't have your best interest in mind. And then once again, refer back to step one.
Right.
Who cares?
Right.
Always go back to step one. Who cares?
Right. Right. Revert back to that.
Revert back to questions.
Jilly Girl says, I have an up and down income, so prepping for the insecure times has given me more of peace of mind.
Amen.
That's exactly another reason.
Amen.
You have to make a list of all of the possible what-if situations. Floods, snowstorms, hurricanes, tornadoes. You lose your job. The Lord forbid you lose your spouse. So
yeah, it's real stuff. Nibbler Acres is asking, what do your kids think about prepping?
Yeah, I was going to ask that one too.
I think that they don't think anything about it at all.
No.
I think they just think this is what you do.
Right.
It makes perfect sense. Even our older kids. We started prepping and then prepsteading even while David was still home.
David we started
long
prepping
before he left.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
And this was before Ruth was born, and this is just what you do. It's not ordinary. It's not.
They don't think it's strange.
No, they just hey, go get a bucket of flour. Okay, I'll go get it.
Yep.
And they don't
They don't even think anything about it.
They don't think anything about it.
They think this is what you do.
Right.
And why wouldn't you?
Right.
Because every time I want the mom to make us some fresh bread, there's flour down there, and I can just say, "Mom, can you make some fresh bread?" And she says, "Okay, go get a bucket of flour."
Right.
And then it's done. We at all times we have at least 6 months of flour on hand, bare minimum.
Yep.
And they just don't. They think it's great.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to have spaghetti tonight? Sure, no problem. Go get it.
We don't have to go to the store for our ground beef because it's in the freezer.
Well, we've raised our cows.
We raised our steer and put them in the freezer. We had 350 pounds of meat that was, for the next year.
Right.
It's
Josh Mayo has got a great and perfect.
Amen.
Train them up in the way they should go. That's a scripture reference, and absolutely
right.
And they just don't think about it.
Right.
They, if anything, because Claire and Jonathan and David and Hope are probably old enough to be aware that other people don't do this, and they think that's odd.
Yep.
They think it's odd, like. You've only got 3 days of food in your house?
Why would you only have 3 days of food?
That makes no sense.
No.
We get stuck in the snow that long.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's...
Okay.
It's hard because some of our family doesn't prepare for what if.
Yeah, what if scenarios.
They just don't, and it's hurt. And I know they think we're weird, and I honestly
don't care.
I don't
Revert
care.
back to step
Revert
one.
back to
Who
step
cares?
one. Exactly. You know, it hurts my heart that they have not heard us say, okay, well,
it's for your own good.
It is.
Because we don't live nearby them.
No, we don't. They live in Florida.
They live in Hurricane Alley.
Yeah, we can't get to them anytime soon. It would take us 3 days to get there.
Yeah. So, you know, being considered strange in the church, I think that's strange that they don't.
Yeah.
You know, other things, insurance. We have insurance for everything else. Okay, let's go back to the question. What is the difference between being a prepper and being prepared? I would say the answer to that question is when you're a prepper, you're in a state of getting ready for your what if scenarios. Once you've gotten there where you feel like you're in a good spot, maybe 6 months or a year worth of stuff, you're prepared. However, then I don't think you should stop there. That's when you've got those basics covered, then you need to start working on how do I resupply? What if I cannot go buy a bag of bread? What if I cannot go to the store and get, you know, cheese or milk? What's going to be your resupply plan?
Right.
So prepping is getting you to a state of readiness, then you're prepared, but you can't stop there. You've got to get the mindset that what if I cannot get X, Y, and Z that I need for life?
Right.
What about water?
Right. Well,
you can come to our garage. There's plenty of it in there.
gross. Water everywhere, not a drop to drink.
I wouldn't drink it.
We could run it through the Berkey, then you could drink it. You know, I agree with you in what you say, what the difference is between a prepper and being prepared, but I think I would expand on that a bit.
You want to add to it?
I do.
Put a little cheese on the taco.
Okay.
Little frosting on the muffin.
Stop it now. I think there's a, see, darn it. Okay. The difference between being prepared and being a prepper is your mindset. I think a prepper has to do with, okay, I've got to get my stuff. I got to get my bug out location. I got to get my Second Amendment things. I got to have my bug out vehicle, my bug out bag. And that's fear.
Yeah.
See,
No, go ahead.
and I think that might be slightly fearful. Being prepared is
peace.
looking to the future, you know, and taking care of your family.
And I would chime in and just say that there's a huge difference between approaching something from a fear base and then a peaceful base.
Yeah.
And I will say,
Right.
When we first started, it was fear based.
Yes.
We had a wrong mindset.
We
It
did.
was, oh my gosh, our food supply chain. I've got friends who are in logistics, trucking and stuff. And they've told me that most stores, like the big Walmart stores, have 3 days of food. And most stores only get their shipments so little that it's basically, as things run out, the trucks show up. And so that was kind of what our moment was like, oh my gosh, the oh poo moment, where you're like, if there's nothing here, I've got 7 kids and I got 3 days of food.
Right.
And so it was like, what if I couldn't get that? It would be horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we wouldn't eat and we'd feed the kids, but that's still only going to buy you a little bit of time.
Right. Right.
You
know, no, I just, Mama Hubbard said read something, so I was writing it down so I wouldn't forget. You know, and and also being prepared is knowing how to do things.
Right.
You know, you have your rice and beans. You're going to get tired of those rice and beans really quickly.
Seasonings and stuff.
Seasonings, you got to know how to prepare different things to make it taste different. Food fatigue is a terrible thing.
You know what? We're gonna start breaking apart some of the preparedness items. This is just a broad brushstroke tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're talking about, you know, preparedness. now, food fatigue. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
But other items too is like, how do you transition? How do you go from, okay, I got 300 pounds of rice. Is that enough? How do you know? Like, for example, did you know that 1 pound of flour is 3.5 cups?
Yeah. We had to look that up because we wanted to find out how
Exactly
much
how
flour
much we go through.
we were using to make bread. We didn't realize that. So we realized, wow, we go through that much flour in a week. We go through how many? 10 pounds?
We figured out that
Yeah.
we go through about 10 pounds a week of flour
Right.
that she makes into bread or whatever,
Right.
you know.
Right.
But going back, before we get too far away, and I know you want to show that, and I
Yeah.
want you to show that.
Right.
But we started out fear-based when it was like, oh my gosh, that oh poo moment where you realize if the trucks aren't coming, we're in trouble. And think about that for just a second. If there was an electrical problem, our power grid is dangerously archaic, and it's dangerously vulnerable. And I'm going to leave it there. Go read Tyler Woods' book, The 11th Hour Preparedness. And he's actually in the chat tonight. He's not only a former pastor, but he's also an author in 11th Hour Preparedness. And our power grid is dangerously antiquated and vulnerable. And if something happened with even a small amount of that, trucking stops. Because you can't pump fuel if you can't have electricity. Trucks stop. 3 days, what happens to the stores?
They're empty.
They're empty. So, yes, we started out fear-based, but then once we started building up our preparedness stuff, we felt peace. And we realized, oh my gosh, we were living in fear instead of having control over our emotions. We talked to God a lot and said, God, what do you want us to do? And he basically said, keep going. And then once we got to a place where I knew we were okay, then we started learning the basics of how to do basic things like, chickens, garden, and then bees. Bees were a part of it. Honey never goes bad.
Nope.
It's a perfect preparedness food. You can use it for a ton of stuff.
Yep.
And then it just kept going on and on and on and learning these skills. And now we're in Wisconsin and on a mini farm, and God keeps providing.
And I think one of the things that really got us into homesteading was our daughter Grace.
Huge.
We have a child who has a G tube, can't eat
Special
by mouth.
needs. Yeah. If she doesn't, if she gets, sorry, I want to, the pneumonia. You tell about the pneumonia.
Okay.
Go ahead.
She used to get pneumonia 4 or 5 times a year. And not just a mild
Dangerous.
case. Dangerous pneumonia. There was one time, 10 years ago, she was in the hospital for 21 days. She was in the PICU for 9 of those days. She had her oxygen levels went down to 60%.
It was bad.
It was bad. We almost lost her, okay? So...
And it's more than once.
When I say that the main reason why we got homesteading is because of her, that's a good thing. We needed to be able to provide
milk
for this child.
True food.
So that she would thrive. I got chills just thinking about this. I mean, it's just...
Yeah. Well, okay. Grace eats through a G tube, and if you don't know what that is, it's a tube that goes directly into her stomach.
It's called a Mickey button. It's flush up against her skin. There's an extension that gets tied into there, and then she can pump her liquid food in directly into her belly. Because nothing can go through her mouth because she aspirates it. So. And
then she gets pneumonia. So what happened was when we realized what was going on, we started with goats. And goat's milk was great.
Fantastic.
Then we wanted to get a cow, and then that went on. And now what we do is we use that raw milk with her along with our Thrive food, our Thrive Life freeze-dried food.
Right.
We grind it up into a small powder. She gets that. She also gets the moringa powder.
With yogurt.
Yep, and we mix it in with that milk, and it goes through her tube. And she does not get sick anymore. Praise God.
She has been on raw milk for 2 years, almost 3
years.
Almost 3 full years.
Not once.
she has, actually, she got sick one time.
But it was like a light cold.
No, I know. I'm going to get to that. Last February, we got the flu. Okay?
She did not.
Brad had it for a month.
I was
had
bad.
I had it for 2 weeks, and I never get sick like that for very long. She had it for 2 days.
But she didn't have it like us.
No, she did not.
It was a light cold.
Light cold, mild fever, and gone.
So,
yeah.
she's one of the reasons why we ended up starting in homesteading rather than just prepping. Because we realized that if we don't have a way to feed her some liquid food that was actually good for her, because they were prescribing what's called Pediasure. It's basically sugar water with like fake vitamins in it.
With oils and fake vitamins.
She got sick all the time.
All the time.
And so that's why we end up doing what we're doing. And so just rounding back out, because we've only got a few more minutes left. We got about 10 minutes left.
Hold on 1 second. If you go back,
watch our videos.
Watch our videos from 3 years ago.
Look at her face.
Just look at her. And then watch a recent video of her.
Apples and oranges.
It's you guys. There was a recommended video that came up on my YouTube feed. It was a video of her from 3 years ago this April. I could not believe. I knew there was a transformation. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe how much it has changed.
Praise God.
How much she has changed.
Well, and that's the thing, guys. You know, what's the old saying? Let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. And she is a walking, talking, living example that if you can give somebody the right material, God's created your body to heal it. And even though she would get bad pneumonia, and now not an issue.
Not at all.
And so when we look at prepping, I think the word is a bad word, because I think that it's got such a negative connotation because of the TV show that people, that's why they go, oh, you're a prepper? Instead of, oh, you have food insurance? Cool.
Yeah. Right.
You know? And that's one of the things that actually drove us to become Thrive Life consultants. And I promise you I'm not going to do a big commercial or anything like that. If you're interested, there's a link down below. But it's freeze-dried food. And it lasts perfectly great, healthy-wise, for 25 years unopened. Right. And so there's a million reasons to talk about that, but I don't want to make this a commercial, so I'm going to drop it. But should Christians be preppers? In my mind, it's absolute common sense. Yeah. And I'm not talking just about Christians. Any person of faith, any person. I just think that Christians... Okay, here's the deal. Did you want to add something earlier?
No, I'm good.
Do you want to talk about that?
Oh.
Because I'm going to switch gears.
Okay, this particular book, I don't know if it's in the description box, but this particular... Not. Okay, darn.
Okay, preface though?
Yes.
Mormons have... I hope I'm not going to offend anybody because I don't know a lot about Mormonism, if it is even an ism or just Mormons. But part of their religion is preparedness. They, as a Mormon, if you're in good standing, I guess, you prepare. And so they have all kinds of different resources, and this is one of them.
This is one of them. This is their preparedness manual, and it goes through everything. There is a chart in here that tells you how much food you should have per person per year. Emergency preparedness, why? Getting started, food storage and tools, grains and legumes, sugar, milk,
the nth detail.
Cooking essentials, processing and preservation, sprouting, storage, 72-hour emergency kit, evacuation, communication, financial, defense, heating. This goes on and on and on. This is something.
This is a resource that's very, very affordable.
Right. $20?
I want to say, they offer it as a free download.
Yes, you can get it as a free download.
But it's a huge book. I wouldn't want to print this out.
No.
It's a huge book. And just, here, let me see if I can try to...
It's a fantastic resource.
Yeah, we got it, and it's been invaluable. You can see I've worn it out.
Yeah.
But it's the LDS Preparedness Manual, and they're not trying to proselytize anybody in here.
No.
And if it's not your thing, you can skip past the whole front part. But get into the actual meat and potatoes here. They tell you what you're going to need per person, and then the calories and how. like here, for example, this is crazy. Let me see. 1 year supply guide. 1 year supply guide, right? And suggested amounts of food, basic foods for home storage per adult for 1 year. Get this. Basic food storage, or we'll go with basic food storage.
Grains.
300 pounds of grains, 60 pounds of legumes, 16 pounds of powdered milk, 25 pounds of cooking oil. It goes through everything.
60 pounds of sugar or honey, 8 pounds of salt, 14 gallons.
For
that's
2
for
weeks.
2 weeks of water.
And that's basic.
Basic.
But then they
yeah.
break it out and they
Right.
tell you this is what you should get. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So if you do not have a starting point, I would suggest that's a good starting point. Get that book, and the thing that will happen if you've not been a prepper before, what'll happen is you will get a big wide-eyed, oh my gosh, I'm not ready.
Right.
Don't make the mistake we did and let that become fear.
No, it's not. It's okay. I need to get proactive about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a fear at all. Please understand, we are not fearful of
What if?
what if. We know that God's going to take care of us no matter what.
And if he doesn't,
And
he always takes care of us.
right, but he's given us the knowledge on how to do that.
But my point is, if something bad happens, if you're a believer, you understand that it's going to be for his glory, even if it's something that's hard to go through. And I won't get all preachy, but that's for a different time and a different place. What's the name of that book?
I put it on.
Okay.
I put the title in there. I'm trying to see.
There it is, right there.
Yeah.
She's found it. It's that, and you know what? Here's another thing, guys. You can get the download for free.
Right.
They offer it for free. I would seriously recommend, if you can buy the book, please buy the book. And the reason why is this: you have a book in your hands. If you can't print it out, you don't have access to your computer. The internet's down.
It's
You
useless.
don't have electricity. It's
Right.
useless. But I have a physical, tangible book I can put in my hands and see what to do.
I mean, you could print this out. You know,
I wouldn't want to.
It's probably it's a ream of paper. You know, it's 500 and like 3 or 4 pages. 505 pages.
Two-sided.
That's two-sided. So that's a ream of paper if you print it two-sided. If it's, you don't do two-sided,
grab
it
the
goes, yes. It's 2 reams of paper.
Yep.
And then some ink, but
Yep.
you can get it on Amazon. You can get it on their website too, I thought. But, it's an 8 megabyte download.
Okay. So we're wrapping up tonight, but we're going to continue on with the topic of preparedness, guys. So we're going to get into some of the nitty-gritty, because I know there's a lot of people out there who actually have a lot of knowledge, and you can share with people here if you already know this stuff. You should be sharing with people if you already know this stuff. It's actually kind of a responsibility to share if you know this stuff, because you'd be helping people out.
Right.
The other thing is this: if you want to be included in that, the deal I was saying, take our intro video that we just made a few days ago, post it here or there, whether it's Facebook or if you just want to re-upload it to your YouTube channel, that's fine. But let me know so I can see it, and that will get you 1 entry, and we're going to give away 3 1-ounce pieces of actual real-life silver. The kids love it. They call it pirate treasure.
Yeah. They love coming in here and playing with it.
So don't forget, if you post that out, give us a shout out, you'll get an entry, okay? Yeah, we're going to talk about canning too.
Yep.
All right.
We're going to pray.
Yeah, it's time to pray, and
Yep.
then we're going to run on over to
The Self-Reliant Roadshow.
Self-Reliant Roadshow. If you're not a folks of prayer, be aware we're going to pray right now, so you can click away, but hope you stick around. Father God, we thank you so much for how you have just loved us, and you've been merciful to us in that you're giving us warning. We all know something's coming. We just can't really put our finger on it. We know in our heart of hearts that we can feel that we need to get ready for something, and I just thank you for that warning. And I ask that you would enable us to get ready, and more than anything, though, Lord, I ask that people would commit themselves to you, Because all of the beans and rice in the world don't mean a dang thing if you don't have a relationship with you. And so I ask, Father, that if people that they would start to get serious about their faith, and it just wouldn't be a thing you say, but it would be real and not be a plastic Christian just there and not really connected to you, Father God. And we love you, Jesus, and we thank you so much. It's in your holy, holy name we pray. Amen. All righty, kids. You guys have an amazing and blessed night, okay?
Good night.
Bye.